Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is ByJoyAdenuga, and today's video is going to be a back to the basics type of video. So if you joined my Instagram live, you would have seen me unbox new eye brushes from ByJoyAdenuga. So ByJoyAdenuga started her own makeup line. She's a renowned makeup artist, brilliant artist. In my opinion, her work is fantastic, and she has a new makeup line called ByJoyAdenuga, and part of the makeup line products is this set of brushes. So you've got face brushes, you've got eye brushes. So I recently became one of her affiliates, and so I was sent these brushes, and then when I looked at the brush set, I was like, who better to suggest what brushes you should use than a makeup artist? And to be honest, a lot of the brushes in her collection are basically the everyday brushes that I reach for. So I thought I would do a back to the basics. What brushes do you actually need? Unless if you're like a makeup artist or an influencer and that type of thing. If you're an everyday person, you wear makeup to work, you wear makeup to go out, what makeup brushes do you actually need? Not nice to have, more need. So we're going to go through that, and we're going to create a full face. I'm going to use the opportunity to use one or two new products to me, because why not? We're testing out products, aren't we? So if you're interested in this back to the basics type of video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I believe this has been requested a few times over the years as to what makeup brushes do I need. So I'm happy that I'm finally sitting down and creating this video. To be honest, I don't really buy brush sets itself, so it was kind of difficult to do the video in my mind. Obviously I could have used the brushes in my collection, but having these brush sets, this brush set from ByJoyAdenuga, just makes it so much easier. So let's jump in. Remember to subscribe if you haven't, and turn on that bell so that you're notified when next I release a video. And let's get right into it. We are going to start off with the face brushes, and first thing I'm going to do is show you the brushes that come in the ByJoyAdenuga set and how they look like. So they came in this bag which says ByJoyAdenuga. I've removed it a few times, so I do have some oil handprint on it. So nice protected bag. You can get the multi-use face brush set, which basically is, I don't have one of them, but it's basically this set. So the only brush that's missing is the flat top type of kabuki brush. But anyway, let's go through the brush set. So this is the face brush. So this is the powder brush. They come in this protective net. Basically what this is for is if you wash your, when you wash your brushes, not if, when you wash your brushes, you can put your brush back in this so that it helps you shape your bristles back to the way it should be. Okay? Another way, if you don't have this, when I wash my brushes, I tend to do this. I kind of like give it its shape, and then I lay it flat to dry. So you can always do that, but these are really handy. If you do have them and you want to keep the shape of your brush looking the same, definitely use them. So her brushes come with ByJoyAdenuga written on the handle. They're like a deep blue, like a really deep blue to me. They look like deep blue handles, and you've got her name in silver and silver, you know, detailing. A nice long wand, so if you're a makeup artist, you don't have to get too close to your client. You've got a nice long handle to keep you quite away. The bristles are very soft, synthetic as well, and very soft and very nice on the skin. So this is the biggest brush in the range. This is the powder 001 brush. You can use this for your setting powder, your face and body powder, your face bronzer, your body bronzer, and more. You can also use it for cream, liquid, and powder formulas. So I really like versatile brushes like this. It just makes you know, having one brush to do everything, not everything, but it just makes having one brush a lot easier than having a contour brush, a blush brush, a powder brush, like several brushes. You can just have the one. So this is 001. Right, so the purpose of the ByJoyAdenuga set is for it to be multi-purpose, so that you can use the same brush for different functions. The brush itself is 100% synthetic, it's vegan and cruelty free. You see, funny enough, it's described as a black gloss shimmer. It's described as a black gloss shimmer coated wooden handle, but to me in person it kind of looks blue, maybe because the shimmer gives off a blue type of tint, but it just makes it look really, really beautiful. So anyway, this is the powder brush. We are going to be using them today. The next one is, so the one that I'm missing is 002, and 002 is designed for liquid and cream application. You can use it for moisturizers, for primers, for foundation, cream bronzers, cream blushes. You know, you can use it to share out your product or really pack it on. I don't have that particular one, so we're just going to move on to the multi-use 003 brush. This can be used for concealers and also for setting powder under the eye. You can use it to apply cream and liquid products, and you can use it to contour, also use it to highlight. The next one that we've got is the multi-use 004 brush, which looks like this. I mean, they're all really, really soft. So this is another multi-use brush. You can use it for contour. You can use it to apply your blush as well. And you can use it to set underneath your eye because it fits quite nicely underneath the eye as well. It's another multi-use type of brush. And then the last one I've got is the 005 brush. This can be used for cream, liquid, and powder products. You can use it to set underneath the eyes. You can use it to apply highlighters, liquid highlighters, cream blushes. You can also use it to contour because of the shape of it is nice and tapered. So you can use it to contour your face. So that's it for the face brushes. So we are going to be using it today. And then, so that's it for the face brushes. You can get the entire multi-use face brush set for £75, and if you use my discount code MediaJ, you get some money off. As I said, I am missing one brush, but you would get 5 brushes in that set, or you can buy them individually. They retail from about £11.50 all the way to £22. So obviously the big daddy is the £22. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the website. Everything will be linked in the description box below. And then for the eye brushes, I do have quite a few of them. So I do have the 5. This is the eye brush set. You can also buy it with the bag. And again, everything is detailed on the website, and you can use my code to save some money. So let's quickly go through the brushes. It's the same in terms of the type of handle. It looks exactly the same. The bristles are synthetic, high-grade synthetic hair, so it's exactly like the face brush. So the first one is the smudger brush, which is 007, which looks like this. This can be used, you know, I really like smoky eye look, so you can really use it to smoke your lower lash line. You can also use it to pop a little bit of highlighter in there, and you can also use it to really spot, like to really pack on a shadow in a particular place. I like brushes like this because they're really, really soft, and they just make everything look a lot softer and gentle underneath the eye. Again, this is another multi-use product. You can basically use it to do whatever you want, but I'm just telling you the intended use is for smudging out shadows and for adding like a little spotlight of highlight on your eye. So this is the 008 blender brush, exactly what the name stands for. You can use it to blend your eyeshadow. You can use it to blend cream concealer underneath your eye. You can use it to blend out highlighters, to blend out powders. You know, sometimes powder gathers around your nose. You can really use it to blend it out. Brushes like this as well, I use it to apply like softer you know, powder around my nose when I'm trying to shape it out. but it's such a nice fluffy blending brush, so you can get a lot of use out of this guy. So next up we've got the shadow placer. So you can use this to place loose shadow on your lid or matte eyeshadow. I find that brushes like this work really well with really packing on matte eyeshadow, so you can use it to place, you know, your product on your lid. That's the intended use. We've also got the shadow placer S. This one is a little shorter and a little denser than the first one, and this one you can use it to smudge your eyeshadow for a soft, sultry, smoky eye, and you can also use it to apply shadows to smaller eyes. So if you've got like smaller lids, you can use this to apply your shadow. You can still use it to apply even if you've got bigger lids, but this is nice, shorter and denser than the first one. And then we've got this one, which is double-sided. This is the liner and brow brush. Everyone needs one of these brushes in their collection, to be honest, and it's great when it's double-ended because then you don't need two brushes. It's exactly in the name. You use this to kind of like brush up your brow hairs and use it to apply gel products, sometimes cream products into your brows, depending on what product that you're using. You can bend this to slant it depending on how you want to apply your brow product. And then this can also be used as a liner as well as adding brow product into your hair. So multi-use again. Now, so these are basically the eye and face brushes that I would recommend. One is upside down, and we are going to be using it today. And you can pick this brush set up from the website and use my discount code. Everything will be linked in the description box. But one other product that I feel like you should have and will make your life a lot easier is a blending sponge of some sort. It could be a beauty blender, it could be a face sponge, any sponge that you like. Nice soft sponge that's really gonna help out with blending out your product and not absorbing your product off your face is recommended. I say this because it's not every time that your face will want a face brush. To be honest, there are times when a face brush will work really well, and there are times when there's so much texture in your face or streaks that you just want to go in with a sponge and smooth it all out. Plus, using a sponge is a lot faster for applying your base product and for blending out things like your concealer and stuff like that. I know there are some people that prefer to use brushes, but there's no harm in having the two as an option, okay? So yeah, just have a sponge as well is my recommendation. Plus you can use a sponge to apply liquid blush, cream blush, powders and stuff like that. It's very versatile. So enough with the chit chat, let's jump right into using these brushes to create a look. Alright, so first up I'm going to use my primer. This is the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Blurring Primer. It helps to blow out my pores, and I do like to apply this with my finger. You can apply it with a brush if you like. I would recommend you use this particular one. This is the Multi-Use 005 brush. If you're the type of person that just doesn't like using fingers on your face, which is absolutely fine, you don't have to. That's why brushes were invented, so feel free to use it. So I'm just gonna quickly apply that. Next up, I like to apply my brows first. So I'm going to be using the double-ended brush. This is the liner and brow brush. And what I'm going to do with the spoolie side is I'm initially going to use it to brush up my hairs, and then I'm going to use it to apply my brow product. So yeah, so I'm just going to get those hairs brushed up in the position that I would like them to lay. The gel I'm going to use is the new rephr Don't Play Brow Gel, and it's really good. I really like it because it doesn't make my brows feel too stiff. And what I like to do with the spoolie side is I like to bend it because I like to really brush the hairs up. I am trying to grow out my brows a little bit more, so I've not been tweezing or doing anything to my brows, to be honest, which is going so well. It's growing. So I'm just gonna, like so, really push the product in there. You can see the difference between this side and this side. See, this is laying, this is not. That's why I really like it. And I really like bending my spoolie brush to do that, because I can really get underneath the brow and push the product in. And then I'm going to fill out the sparse areas of my brow, and I'm using the ABH brow pomade in Ebony and using the liner side. So a good tip is to have a cloth that you can use to kind of like wipe off your product, because these are multi-use brushes, which means that you're going to use them for different functions, but you don't want to transfer product. So just have something that you can use to wipe the product off. My brows, I'm going to be using the Plouise base in Rumor 6. You can also use your concealer, and I know what you're going to say, but you don't have any flat brush. You don't actually need a flat brush, to be honest. I'm going to use the Shadow Placer S brush because it's dense and it will help me shape underneath my brow. You just need to take your time to do it. If you do want to get a flat brush, fine, but you don't have to, and that's basically the purpose of this video, to show you that you don't have to have every single brush. You can make do with what you have, because brushes are intended to be multi-use anyway. So you can see I am using it to carve out my brows. I'm not. There you go. And then with the products left, I'm just gonna clean the top. And I like this because it's got some fluff to it, so which means I can actually use it to blend out the concealer. So if you look at that and you look at this, you can see, and this is just by using this brush. And so when I'm done with this brush, I'll just clean it off, ready for its next use. Alright, so we're going to move on to the eyes. Now, sticking with the same brush, I'm going to use it to apply my base, and I'm going to stick to Rumor number 6 from Plouise. Again, you can use your concealer for this. I do have a new eyeshadow palette from Morphe. This is the 35F Fall Into Fabulous eyeshadow palette, and this is perfect for fall. This is perfect for fall. The colors are so warm. They're so pretty. You've got beautiful shimmers in there. You can clearly see that I've been in there. So you've got beautiful shimmers. The colors are gorgeous. This roll are all mattes, and then this roll as well are all mattes. This one has a little bit of shimmer in it, this one, but they're all mattes. And then these are shimmer shadows. So it's a very beautiful fall inspired eyeshadow palette, and I am very excited to dip into it today. So we are going to be using that. So first things first is to apply my base, and I'm going to use the same base, and I'm using the same brush to apply the base. I want to go for a more neutral type of look today. Something smoky, you know. You can see it's applying the base really well. Now, taking the Shadow Placer brush, which is the fluffier version of the one that I used to apply the concealer on my eye, I'm going to go into the Morphe palette, and we're going to apply this color all over the lid. Like a very beautiful mustard brown type of color. I really like shadows like this. They're the ones that usually go down the fastest in my Morphe palettes because they're so pretty. So I'm using that and I'm packing it on my lid. As I said to you guys, this brush is brilliant for matte shadows because it just picks up really nicely. And just leaving it on the lid. And then going in with the blender brush, I'm just gonna start popping in a few browns. So I'm gonna blend in this shadow, so I'm just gonna dip in back and forth and build some intensity in the crease. Oh, that is magic. That's soft. That's really soft. And it's picking up the shadows really nicely. I'm placing them exactly where I want. And for added intensity, I'm going to go into the black shade with the same blending brush. And just a little bit because I don't want it to be too intense, just a little bit more depth is kind of like what I'm looking for. So I'm keeping that on the outer corner and just really blending that in. So as you can see, this is what we have so far. Now I'm going to do my liner. I'm using the same brush that we used to apply the brows. So I've cleaned the product off the liner side and I'm going to use it to apply my liner. Now I'm not going to do like a wing. Oh my, I might. Don't let me speak too much. I might. You know how you just change your mind? I'm not going to do this, but then you just look. Yeah, the look kind of looks like it's calling for it. So we're going to use that. I'm angling my brush up a little bit. And start applying. Alright, so liner's on. I like it. It looks nice. Okay, now we can move on to the face. So for the face, primer's on, so I'm just going to start with my foundation. Foundation of choice today is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC55. So I'm going to use this today. And then I'm going to use the multi-use 005 brush. And I'm actually just going to use that to place the product on my face. And I will use my blending brush to blend it out. Sorry, my blending sponge to blend it out. I could use this to actually blend it out, but I like the finish that a sponge gives me. So I'm just using this to place the product. And I'll probably use it to go around areas that are and then take my sponge and blend it in. Wow, it looks so light today. Why does it look so light on me? Have I gone that dark? Bear with. I might have to mix it. I think I'm going to mix this with the True Matte foundation in 10.D. I think I've gone really dark. Wow. Okay, let me mix this and I'm going to speed through the application. Excuse me. I feel like these two mixed together are a match made in heaven. Period. I mean, hello. Excuse me. Excuse me. Looks really, really good. Okay. Fantastic. Plus this brush It just made application so much easier. So I'm going to use this to apply my concealer, or actually blend in my concealer, because it feels really soft. So for concealer, I'm going to use my LA Girl Pro Conceal in Fawn to apply, and then I'm going to use that brush to tap it in or blend it out. And I like to give my concealer a couple of minutes to really sit. Wow. Look at that. Do you see how well it just blends right in? That's gorgeous. Okay. Just look at that. Like, it's over. Period. Setting powder is going to be Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm also going to use this brush. This is the multi-use 003 brush to set underneath my eye. Now I said you can use a brush if you prefer brush, so I want to show you guys what it looks like with a brush on one side, and then I'm going to use my sponge on the other side. The reason why a brush is probably good is because you can really, you know, really place it in the areas that you want to set. You can really place the powder in there, and it sets, and you don't have to use a lot of powder. And if I was to set it with my sponge, I would probably use way more powder than I need, and it won't be as precise. But it does give it like a nice airbrushed type of finish. So it really depends on what you're comfortable with. For the purpose of this video, I am just gonna use, I'm almost out of my powder, you guys. Almost out. I'm just gonna use the brush. Almost out of my powder. Set this brush aside because we are going to use it for something else. I'm going back to the 005 multi-use brush, and I want to apply my cream bronzer. So the cream bronzer of choice is my Huda Beauty Tantour bronzer in medium. Just like that, and I'm going to use the same brush that I used to blend out my concealer, apply my foundation, because it's really applying my cream products nicely. I'm just going to start placing product, and then I will blend it out. I will blend it out with my sponge, but you can blend it out with the brush if you like. Just gonna go back to my sponge and blend that out. So next up is bronzer. Bronzer of choice is the Barry M Desert Heat Wave. It does come in 3 other colors. I did unbox this on my Instagram. I will link it in the description box because I went live and I've saved it as an IGTV video. So this is the darkest shade, and then we've got this shade, and then we've also got this shade. So I'm going to use the tiniest bit, and I'm going to use the 004 brush, which looks like this. Is the angled brush, and I'm literally going to tap it because this product is very pigmented, and this is what I'm going to use to really set my cream bronzer and give it a little bit more definition. I'm only using the tiniest bit, and I will actually use the face brush with one of the other bronzers to kind of like soften everything. You see, it's so pretty, but it's so pigmented. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into this one, and this is Island, and I'm using the face brush, and this is the 001 brush, and what I'm gonna do is just tap over it so that if it's harsh, it will just soften it up and remove any harsh lines, and also set the rest of it. I've been doing this lately and I really like the finish. Just bring it around my neck area. It's more or less acting like my face powder, but giving me a little bit more warmth. Alright, and now the blending brush that I used earlier, I'm gonna take my pad and I'm really just gonna swirl it in there to get as much product off it as possible, because I'm gonna use it to blend around my nose. So I'm going into Tropical. I'm just going to use that to define my nose area. So see how it just pinches the inner portion of my eye. Love it. So that's where we are so far. I'm just going to quickly go back to my eyes and finish it off. So first things first, I'm going to pop a black liner in my waterline. This one's for Makeup Revolution. It's just an eye kohl. Alright, and this is where the shade, the smudger brush, is going to come into play. And I'm just going to dab into, or dip into the brown that we used on the inner portion of the eye, and dip into a little bit of black and just smudge out my lower lash line. So create some smoke. I'm not taking it all the way in because I want to keep that part of my eye open and bright, and that's what it looks like. I'm also going to use the smudger brush to add a pop of highlight in my inner corner. So I'm just going to use any of the shimmer shades in the palette and just pop a little bit here. And I'm only going with a very light hand because I don't want it to be overpowering. I actually quite like the matte look, but I do want a little pop of something in there. So I'm barely touching that shadow. Okay, and then I'm going to go back into this brush and voila! I love it. It's so pretty. So soft, so pretty. Okay, so let's finish off the face. For blush, I'm going to use the Ultraviolet palette from Makeup Obsession. I'm using the same brush that we used to apply our bronzer, and this is the 004 brush. I'm going into the orange shade. It's so pigmented, so only a little bit, and I'm just keeping it here. Like so. I can tend to go overboard if I am not careful. I think that's fine. So before I apply my highlighter, I like to spritz my face. So I've actually run out of my setting spray. I need to get another one. So for now, we're just going to use... No, actually, I'm going to get another one because I really like it. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, so for highlighter, I'm going to go back and use the 003 brush. And we're going to apply the Estee Lauder Solar Crush highlighter. I pulled this into my Shop My Stash. A lot of the products I used to do actually are from my Shop My Stash, which is great. So just gonna a little bit, and I'm actually gonna tap it on today. See how that goes. And I really swipe a little bit as well. Yeah. I like to bring a little bit on my cheek because I do smile a lot. I do smile a lot. Haha. It's so pretty. Alright, you guys, so I put my lashes on and my lips. My lashes is the Flashiest Lashes in the Desire. This is a luxury mink lashes. This is a black owned brand as well. I absolutely love these lashes. I've worn it at least 20 times and they still look popping. So I've got this on. And then for my lips, I've got a combination of lip pencils. I've got the Makeup Revolution brown pencil. I'm not even too sure if this is a lip pencil or just like an no, it's an eyeliner, so in brown. And then I've got the Morphe color pencil in bar. I know this can double up as a lip and an eye pencil. Just make sure you sharpen it in between to avoid irritation or anything. So I've got bar. And then the liquid lipstick I've got on is Morphe Sweet Tea, which is like my go-to type of tone. I really, really love this. And that's basically what I've got on. I've got my lashes and my lips on. So, final thoughts. I hope the demonstration using these brushes from ByJoyAdenuga gives you guys an idea of the types of brushes that I would recommend for everyday look. Like I would wear this to work, I would wear it out. It's, you know, it's such a beautiful look and I only use these brushes. A lot of the brushes out there are multi-use brushes, so don't be scared or nervous when you're trying to mix brushes. The main thing you have to remember is that usually synthetic brushes, you can use them for cream and liquid products usually. Just make sure you read all the information about the brush. I personally prefer synthetic brushes. I know some people prefer human hair brushes, but I prefer synthetic brushes because of the versatility and also because of the way it feels on the skin. It feels really, really soft. The human hair brushes sometimes can get a little bit prickly and they do shed quite a bit. Although they do have their uses, I personally prefer synthetic brushes. These are synthetic brushes and you guys can see how well it applied my makeup. Everything looks blended, flawless. I'm glowing. The look is effortless. So yeah, these are my go-to face and eye brushes. I do have them in my collection, but these ones from ByJoyAdenuga are really, really good quality. I mean, they come from a makeup artist, so what do you expect? So that is it, you guys. I hope that gives you a good idea of the types of brushes to aim for, especially if you're new to makeup or if you're just looking for a routine for your makeup and you're overwhelmed with the amount of brushes out there. Never fear, the video is recorded, it's on YouTube. Definitely come back and check it out when you are shopping for your brushes, or better still, just head over to ByJoyAdenuga website and use my discount code to buy these brushes and then you are sorted. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and make sure you turn on that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys in a future one. Remember, God doesn't like ugly. Be nice to someone today, and Black lives always matter. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care and stay blessed. Bye.